Okay. Give him a couple more recording privileges. All right, we're ready to go. Adam, go ahead. We'll go, and then Griffin on deck.
Hey, Justin.
What's up, Adam?
Good to see you. Obviously, Thursday night was the first real rough night I think we've seen for the offense all year. I wonder what you guys have learned upon kind of going over the film and breaking it down. What made that such a tough go for you guys offensively?
Yeah, I think just a lot of it was us just not playing aggressive enough and setting the tone enough in the second half. Obviously in the first half we were kind of right there with them. Obviously scoring with them and everything, getting stops when we needed to get stops. But in the second half, when it got later in the half, I think fatigue kind of kicked in and guys just kind of got wore out. And, we weren't getting to as many 50-50 balls and we weren't getting as many offensive rebounds and things like that. Just, stuff that helps you, winning play in your favor. So those were just a couple of things that we took from it.
Is that the first time that you guys have felt like that this season? Because even in the losses, it's been a buzzer beater. It's been, 2-point game with 20 seconds left. Like this is the first time it kind of got out of hand late. Did it feel like it was just kind of building as that second half went on?
To be honest with you, no. Like even when we were down like double digits with like 8 minutes to go or something, somewhere in there, I think we were all, in the huddle, like, come on, like this is still a really long game. Like, we're 2-3 stops away from being a one possession game. So I really didn't feel like that, but in the end, that last 7-8 minutes, we just as a team we got to be better and we got to play harder. And that's really what it is at the bottom line.
All right, we'll go with Griffin and then Colin on deck. Griffin.
Yeah, Justin, I mean, how much of that do you think, was from the COVID layoff, and have you guys been able to kind of, increase that conditioning even more here in the past couple of days to, be more prepared for this game on Sunday?
Yeah, I think that definitely played a part of it. I wouldn't solely put the blame on that by any means, because we've obviously been practicing for a good little bit of time now. But yeah, that 10-day, the 10 low pause we had definitely played a role in it, just with our conditioning and the fact that the Big Ten, you got to be at your best every single night. Like there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So yeah, that definitely played a role in it. But I wouldn't really put like all of the blame on it. That's on us. And yeah, we've been working on our conditioning the past couple of days, especially even yesterday, like day after the game. A lot of times it's recovery. Like we were all in here, trying to get our conditioning up, get our wind up, just to get back to where we were playing prior to the break.
And then for you personally, I mean, what do you feel like you're doing well right now, and where do you feel like you maybe still need to grow here in the second half of the season as the Big Ten plays really starting to heat up here?
Yeah, I feel like this is one of the best starts I've had to a season in my career here. But for me personally, like I know I can be a lot better. I know I'm not playing anywhere near my best ball yet, so that's something to be excited about and something I got to take right between the eyes and own every day that I got to be better and just come in with a working mentality to get better in practice each and every day. And I think, if I do that and all the other guys do that, we'll end up in a great spot, exactly where we want to be.
All right, Colin up with Patrick on that. Colin.
Hey, Justin. I was just curious, what kind of change? I mean, was there a different kind of approach to practice after the level of loss? Obviously, you guys have lost before, but I think it was as Adam was saying. I mean, they've all been close. They've always been kind of late. And I'm curious. I mean, was it more intense? What was it like getting on the court after that one on Thursday night?
Yeah, definitely the night after that loss, it definitely stung. Guys weren't really saying much. Losing sucks. I'm sure you guys know that. Nobody wants to lose. Losing hurts nobody as much as it hurts us. So it definitely sucks. Don't get me wrong, but we came in yesterday with the mindset that we were just going to get better with the day that we had in front of us. We always say be where your feet are. Obviously we lost. It's in the past. We can't change it. All we can do is learn from it. Take the good and the bad and move forward. So yeah, yesterday we had a good approach to practice. I feel like we had a really good day. We got up and down. It wasn't long just because, it was the day after a game. A lot of guys played a lot of minutes. But it was a lot about us, just getting up and down, kind of getting our win and everything. And yeah, I would say our approach, we definitely have a hunger right now, on a drive, because losing sucks and none of us want to lose at all. So
Did you guys learn something different about, I guess, how teams look to defend you guys, like based on what you saw from Indiana, or was it kind of what you expect moving forward? Was it kind of just the physicality of what the Big Ten is?
Yeah, I would say really just the physicality what the Big Ten is. Obviously, teams all have different schemes. I felt like they kind of took us out of our actions a little bit just with how aggressive they are on the perimeter, and how big they are in the post. Obviously they got Race and Trace, so they got a solid front court. But I wouldn't really say it was them that took us out of our offense. I feel like a lot of it was just us personally. Like I said, we got to own it and just be better. We really did. We just didn't have a good night that night. It wasn't our night. So we got to own that, and learn from it to make sure it doesn't happen again.
All right, next up is Patrick. We'll go Brendan on deck. Patrick.
Justin, for those of us who haven't gone through it, how difficult is it to go 3 weeks without playing, without practicing regularly during a season, and then come back and step into a Big Ten game?
Yeah, it's definitely a bump in the road, you could say. Obviously, it's something we aren't used to at all because even last year, we never even had a pause. This is really our first pause since COVID has been a thing. And yeah, it was definitely challenging. And not only the aspect of like getting back to playing in games, but like when you get back to practice, everybody's just so locked in on trying to get back in shape that you're going so hard that it definitely like your body's sore sometimes and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it definitely is a challenge. But I feel like, to be honest with you, I feel like we're right almost to back where we were before the break. We've been at it for about 2 weeks now, I would say. Hitting it hard every day, obviously off day here and there, to get our bodies right. But we've been practicing hard, getting up and down a lot. And I don't think that's going to be a factor for us in the future going forward. To be honest, I feel like our legs are going to be back under us, and we're going to be ready to go from here on out. But yeah, it definitely was a bump in the road. Don't get me wrong. 10 days of just because it was right before CDC dropped it to 5 days when we all got released, and 10 days of just not doing anything is just it takes a toll on you, especially at this level, just because it's such a fast pace and you're hitting so hard and there's just a lot that plays into it. But yeah, it was definitely a bump in the road.
And obviously, you guys rely on EJ a lot, especially offensively. Last 2 games, he hasn't had it, so to speak. You got Malachi against Nebraska, but didn't have as much from everyone else. How much pressure is there when EJ just doesn't have it going for the rest of you guys to find the basket and kind of make up for that scoring punch that he usually brings?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't say it's a lot of pressure. I think it's just on us guys to own up to it, and do what we can at our roles to the best of our ability to get him open and create open looks for him. Because as you guys know, when he gets the ball, there's usually 2 guys, sometimes 3 guys coming at him with high hands, forcing him to throw it to someone else and make a play. So I would say a lot of it's on us personally. Like me, Malachi, Jamari, Michi. A lot of the other guards to help free him up. And I feel like we can get out in the open floor a lot more too, instead of just relying on our half court offense. When we get a rebound, I feel like we can go more and go play faster, and that'll ultimately get him more open looks rather than just in the half court when the other team's got their defense set and they're keyed in on him. But yeah, I would say there's not really a pressure with all that. With EJ when he's not playing his best ball, it's on all of us to own it. And just be better at the end of the day.
Next up is Brendan Gulick.
Hey, Justin. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining us for a bit. COVID pause aside, can you give us your evaluation of how the season's gone so far, where you guys are as a team compared to what your expectations for the year are?
Yeah, that's a great question. Because when you're in a season like this and you're a player, you don't really – a lot of times you don't take time to reflect on, where you are in the season, where you are compared to what your goals were going into the season. But for me personally, I wouldn't say I'm happy with where we're at just because, losing sucks and we got 3 losses. So, that's never fun. But at the end of the day, I feel like, as the season has went on, COVID pause aside, we've just been getting better, to be honest with you. We've got a lot of big wins. Obviously some tough losses. So at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that we can take from each and every game that we've played so far this season and learn from. And, I think is going to help us ultimately in Big Ten play and, in the postseason run that we're going to make. because, in Big Ten play, there's no easy nights. It doesn't matter what team you play, you got to bring your best. So just with every game we played so far, I feel like there's things we can take and learn from them, good and bad, just to help us, in the future and prepare the best we can for, any team, whether they play fast, play slow, late game situations, all that stuff,
Let's talk Northwestern for a second. You mentioned there's no easy games in the conference. Nebraska, obviously not one of the upper echelon teams. You guys had a tough game against them last year. You're at Northwestern, and obviously that one didn't go the way you wanted to either. As you think about what to expect this year with Northwestern, what sort of stands out at you?
Yeah, just how fast they play. They get up and down. I think they're one of the fastest playing teams in the Big Ten right now. How fast they get a shot on goal. Whether it's in transition or in the half court. So, that's something we're going to have to be, keyed in on practice today is getting back and getting our defense set in transition, making sure they don't get any easy looks, nothing to get them going. Because they're a team that can get rolling, pretty quick if they see the ball go through the hoop, just like any team. So I think, the biggest key for us is going to be just stopping, their easy looks in transition or their clean looks in transition and just making them earn everything, making them play through our half court set defense because when we make a team play through our half court set defense, it is really hard to score. To be honest with you, with the way we guard and everything. So just that aspect to it, just stopping the transition easy looks, and I think getting rebounds, not letting them get second look opportunities, just so stopping the transition looks and getting rebounds, and I think we'll be in good position to win.
One more quick one for me. Obviously, fans and us in the media got a chance to see what Malachi was, really capable of 2 games ago against Nebraska. But I assume you guys have probably seen glimpses of that in practice along the way and maybe didn't take you guys by surprise. When did you first realize that Malachi had that kind of ceiling?
Right when he stepped on campus, when we started workouts. I remember media day, I think I was telling Adam, that kid's going to be special. You can just see it. He's got the work ethic for it. He's got the mindset. He's got the skill set. He's got all the tools. And he's just a smooth player. The game almost looks easy for him at times. But he's a freshman, so he's still got a lot of learning to do. Which I'm not really worried about for him. He'll pick up on those things fast with watching film and everything. So yeah, he's definitely gonna be a star one day. You can see it in him right now. So yeah, I'm excited for him. What his potential holds for him. I think the biggest thing for him is just to keep a level head, through the good and the bad, because it's hard, man, when you're not playing good and you got a lot of people, riding you about how you're playing and all that. It can be hard and challenging at times. So, if he just keeps the same confidence that he's been playing with lately, he'll be just fine.
All right, we'll finish up with one more follow-up from Adam Jardy.
Justin, you talked a few minutes ago about Indiana's defense, and you said you talked about them pressuring you on the perimeter, and obviously they're formidable down low. Does this team have the ability, you think, as the season goes on, to do a better job of like driving, penetrating, kicking out? It seems like it was just really difficult for you guys to get downhill in that game against them. Do you think there's room for this team to be better at that as you go through the season?
Yeah, definitely. And that's going to come with, an aspect of learning, just reading defensive schemes, from everybody, guards and forwards, even me included. But, I think one thing we can do better too is handle the ball. We tend to turn the ball over a little bit too much. And, that's something that, we gotta learn from in film. Obviously you're not going to have 0 turnover games, but, I feel like if we eliminate the silly ones, the unforced ones, we'll be in great position in any game we play in. So yeah, that's something that we'll definitely we work on that every day. Honestly, driving and kicking, playing off 2 feet, penetrating the paint. Because one thing we really emphasize is paint touches. Because once you touch the paint, defense collapses, heads turn, and ultimately ends up in usually a good look. So yeah, that's definitely something we're going to get better at, and we're working on each and every day, along with just not turning the ball over.
Thanks, Justin.
Yeah, for sure.
Good stuff, Justin. Appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Justin.